You ain't gonna believe this. So this black man finessed the casino out of $12 million with a woman fresh out of jail who cracked the system. And when the casinos caught on, they changed the rules of gambling forever. So the man name is Phil, and it's August 2012 in London. He walks into a casino with a briefcase stuffed with $1 million in cash. Now most of us would have showed up with a couple $1,000s in a dream, but Phil, he's a living legend. He's a 10-time World Series poker champ, had over millions of dollars in winnings, and the kind of poker face that'll make anyone fold. So to the staff, this is a VIP night. The casino basically rolls out the red carpet, private room, a Mandarin-speaking dealer, specific cards, and an automatic shuffler. Any request he makes, he's granted. Because when a shark walks in, the casino feeds him fish and squid. But what they didn't know, this shark came to eat them. See, Phil wasn't just here to play. He was here to execute a plan 9 months in the making. A plan cooked up by a woman the casinos thought was wise. Now, the woman name is Kelly. Now, before she was flipping tables on the house, Kelly was a VIP in a different way. See, her dad was a rich Chinese businessman. Private jets, lavish suites, unlimited credit lines. So she didn't just gamble, she lived in a casino. And the casinos loved her because she always lost big. But one day she took a loss too deep. She borrowed money from the casino, then had the nerve to lend it to a friend. And what y'all think the friend did? The friend ended up ghosting her. Next thing she knows, she's getting arrested at an airport. And here's what most of y'all don't know, so I'm gonna put y'all on game. Defaulting on a loan from a casino in Vegas, that ain't just a debt, it's a felony. So she ends up doing about 3 weeks in jail. She does it all in solitary confinement. No TVs, no books, just a deck of cards. And that's when she noticed something. A pattern on the back of the cards that wasn't perfectly symmetrical. It was like a factory flaw, barely visible, but real. See, the cards weren't cut evenly, and once she saw it, she couldn't unsee it. Cause now this meant that she could tell which cards was which from the back. Shit, I might need to figure this out for Spade. It wasn't marking cards. It wasn't cheating. It was just noticing what nobody else did. So she ended up testing it a couple times after she got out. And guess what? It worked. But see, she had a problem. She didn't have access. Casinos wasn't letting her call shots anymore after she done burnt that bridge. So she needed a front man. And that's where your boy Phil comes in. He had the skill, the reputation, the aura. He was known for dropping millions on games, so when he asked for things like weird superstitions, the casino listened and honored it. A Mandarin-speaking dealer? Sure. Special cards? Why not? Rotate the cards 180 degrees for luck? Normal Asian superstition? No problem. But behind the scenes, this was all a part of the setup. Every time a hot card hit the table, Kelly would politely ask the dealer to rotate it. Just for luck, of course. But in reality, they were sorting the deck. Because remember, the cards weren't symmetrical. When you flip one, its edge looked different. So now they knew which cards were which without touching anything. Next step, automatic shuffler. Unlike a human, it wouldn't rotate the cards just to mix the order. And you know what that means? Their edge sorted deck stayed edge sorted. Now every hand was a cheat code. If Phil saw a high card coming, he bet max. Low card, bet minimum. To the casino, it just looked like a hot streak. But behind the scenes, they were draining the house one flawless move at a time. Over the next 9 months, Phil and Kelly ran this play around the globe. Las Vegas, Atlantic City, Singapore. The plan never changed. Use superstition, sort the deck, flip the script. Then came their biggest hit, Croxford, London. They walked in with $1 million and walked out with $12 million. Well, at least that was the plan, because when Phil went to cash out, the casino froze his payout. Uh-oh, they gave him a receipt, but not dollars. And what's crazy about this is, they had no proof of him cheating, no camera catches, no electronic devices. The cards were clean, the dealer was clean, but the casino felt like something was off. So you know what Phil did? Phil went and sued them for his payout. I mean, as he should. But what he didn't know is that other casinos had caught on. One by one, the houses start auditing losses. And the Borgata in Magic City, they were next. They had already paid Phil $9.6 million. Now they wanted it back. And that's where the real game began. Because this wasn't about poker anymore. This was about whether noticing a flaw was the same as cheating. Phil said, y'all agreed to every condition. They let him pick the cards, the dealer, the shuffler. They honor every request. And now that he won, y'all wanted to cry foul play? But the courts didn't agree. In 2016, the UK High Court ruled against them. 12 million, gone. This should let y'all know this whole gambling thing rigged, by the way. And in that same year, a US court told him he had to repay 9.6 back to Atlantic City. And then they started freezing his assets, seizing his poker winnings. But in 2019, Ivey dipped. He left the US and started playing high-stakes private games in Asia. But the legend never left. He was still respected, still fair, still unstoppable. And Kelly, she kept playing. Edge sorting, training others, becoming a myth. Her life rights bought up by Hollywood. They started making a movie called The Baccarat Queen. She showed that the biggest flaw in the system wasn't hacking or collusion. It was the flaws in the casinos. See, they thought they were in control, but they didn't even notice their own blind spots. The rules didn't stop Ivey and Son. The rules were their weapon. But eventually, the casinos adapted, changed their cards, and tightened up security. Baccarat rooms redesigned. And Croxford, the same London casino where it all went down, gone. Shut down permanently in 2023. Phil and Kelly beat the game so badly, they had to change it. They found a matrix glitch, used it, abused it, and then made history. And here's the kicker. They never marked the cards. They never tampered. They never hacked. They simply noticed what no one else did. In the end, they proved something all gamblers dream of. That with enough nerve and enough brains and the right partner, you can beat the house. Even when the house doesn't realize it's already lost. If you made it this far, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that bell notification so you can be updated on my new releases. See you in the next video.